You guys that have gone through the process of breaking those demonic covenants and curses, one of the questions I get next is, okay, what's next? I've done this, what do I do? So once you've gone through the process of breaking these demonic covenants and curses, for you generational curse breakers, right? Once you've gone through that process, the next thing is that you now need to begin working on how your mindset has been impacted. Because when you are operating in, this system, or you're living under this system, right? It's like if you were born inside of Disney World, that's the only thing you know. Like Disney World has houses, has bathrooms, has everything. If that's the only thing that you know, you're not going to realize that you are inside of the mind of Walt Disney. Disney World is a creation that comes out of the mind of Walt Disney World. So when you break these demonic covenants and curses, what it does is the controlling power that was there, that authoritative spiritual power that was there, it's gone. However, you are still physically living inside of Walt Disney. There's a whole new world. There's a whole world outside of that paradigm. And now your mind is only programmed to know how to live inside of Disney World. So your expectation is you think that you can just walk, down a few blocks and, you have a turkey leg in your hand, or, life is about roller coasters because you live inside of a theme park. Like you have this way that you see life, this lens that you see life through because you were raised inside of Disney, right? Well, when you come out of these cultures where these demonic covenants and curses are, understand that you have been conditioned and trained in these cultures. And remember, these cultures are happening at the national level. They're happening at your ethnic level, whatever that is. It's also happening in your community, what's going around in your school systems, etc. And it's also happening in your home. So you have different levels of cultures that you need to break through. The thing about it is what we often end up doing as humans is we start trying to look into other people's cultures and trying to see what we need to pull from that. Understand that these people as well, regardless of what culture that they come from, they have their own demonic spirits and entities that have influenced their cultures. So you don't need to get involved in any of that. You need to get in the Word of God. You need to get in the Word of God. You need to continue to fast. You need to continue to pray, and you need to continue to allow Him to wash and cleanse your mind. Now, am I saying that there's only evil out there? No, there is good, but you need the wisdom to be able to decipher between the two. So essentially what you're doing is that you are recreating culture, because now you're producing the correct culture, the culture of Christ. And that's what you are now passing down to the next generation. So whatever culture that you receive, and when I say culture, I'm talking about the full mindset, whatever full blown mindset and lens and perspective that you receive, you are literally having to take those glasses off, those shades off. And you're like, okay, Lord, help me see this with a clearer lens. Help me understand what I'm looking at, and help me understand what I need to be doing. But that all starts, there's a lot of damage that has been done mentally. There's self-sabotaging habits and traits. Like those things are still there, and you have to do the work to undo that. The mental work to undo that, right? And the number one thing that you're going to really have to work on is getting out of survival. Because remember, you have lived in Disney World, so that means that this is how you know how to survive. You know how to hurry up and get to the front of the line, because the line can be 3 hours long. Like you have all of these ways in which you see life because you're in this cramped space, Disney World, and this is how you function. There's an entire bigger world outside of Disney World where you have the freedom and abundance to move, etc. So even though this culture might have its fun, it might have these things, but there's a conditioning that it did to you, and that conditioning is survival. So now what I recommend next for those of you who are currently doing the 3-day freedom fast, or you're moving into that, or you just finished it, is that now you need to move into working on releasing those survival mindsets, okay? And the Beauty for Ashes program, that's what that's there for. That now also has with it a 21-day guide. So not only is it the full workshop to really dig deep into those mindsets and tearing down those strongholds, but then now it goes into the 21-day faith-centered transformation guide. And this really is where you're going to be doing a lot of purging mentally, because you're going to get into those journal prompts that really start to break down, where you get these thoughts from. How do you really think about this? How do you see this, etc. Okay. So any questions about that, feel free to send me a message or leave a comment down below. So with that being said, I am rooting for you guys. I am proud of you guys. This is only step one. Keep going. Okay. So have a great one. Bye.